Hello, everybody. In the Heavenly Highway hymn book, tonight let's start out with hymn 1. Hymn number 1. I'm pressing on the upward way, new heights I'm gaining every day, still praying as I onward bound. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. My heart has no desire to stay where doubts arise and fears dismay, though some may dwell where these abound. My prayer, my aim is higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to live above the world, though Satan's darts at me are hurled. For faith has caught the joyful sound, the song of saints on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to scale the utmost height and catch a gleam of glory bright, but still I'll pray till heaven I found. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Brother Jim, would you open services with a word of prayer, please?
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for having us here in your house, Lord. Lord, I pray that you take your love for our church, Lord. You know, all the people that you
Next, let's do hymn 219. Hymn number 219. Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the skies. Oh, they tell me of a home far away. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they skies. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home where my friends have gone. Oh, they tell me that the land far away, where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of the King in his beauty there, and they tell me that mine eyes shall behold, where he sits on the throne that is whiter than snow, in the city that is made of gold. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, they tell me that he smiles on his children there, and his smile drives their sorrows all away. And they tell me that no tears ever dim again in that lovely land of unclouded day. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of an unclouded sky. Oh, they tell me of a home where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Okay, the last one we're going to do is hymn 44. Hymn number 44 will stand on the last verse, and then we'll go through our announcements and prayer requests. Sing the wondrous love of Jesus, sing his mercy and his grace. In the mansion bright and blessed, he'll prepare for us a place. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. While we walk the pilgrim pathway, clouds will overspread the sky. But when traveling days are over, not a shadow, not a sign. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Let us then be true and faithful, trusting, serving every day. Just one glimpse of him in glory will the toils of life repay. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Please stand. Onward to the prize before us, soon His beauty will behold. Soon the pearly gates will open, we shall tread the streets of gold. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all shall see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. Who's glad to be here?
Amen.
All right. Real quick, do we have any prayer requests? Yes, Sister Riley. Unspoken? Yes, Jennifer.
Unspoken.
Unspoken? Other others? Yes, Sister Chris.
Just remember Brother Bo when he gets over the issues that he's had, and that he can return safely.
Yeah, absolutely. Sincerely pray for him. Do you have any particular updates that you'd like to share?
His heart rate is still high, but I don't know how much of that is elevation, where he is. He feels better and he sounds better when I talk to him, but he's still concerned. They're 95% sure it's his thyroid, and so there's a plan in place with medication, but the thyroid medication affects his blood sugars. So it's just kind of this cycle that he deals with. So prayers for the situation, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah. That's I tell you, thyroid problems are incredibly common, and they can really hinder a person's functionality. So, especially Brother Bo, pray for him. Sister Mary, pray for her. Brother Jim's back.
Aaron's listening.
Yep. So, yeah, sincerely pray for her too. Pray for the other churches that they'll stand strong in the faith, and the pastors of all of those churches. Brother, yes, Chris.
Also, your mom, her upcoming doctor's appointment. And then also, Isaac's coach's wife is having some issue. They found a lump on her throat, and so she's got to get that checked.
Is that Camila?
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there, but she's having some issues, and she could really use prayer.
Yeah, so sincerely remember these things also. My mom is in absolutely awful health, and again, thyroid is a huge part of it. So, but don't forget to pray. Yes, Jennifer.
My grandma Pat, Sister Pat Robertson in Springfield, she's been really sick since Sunday. So let's keep her in our prayers that we can have her back.
Thank you for bringing that up, because she's had a hard time for years now, and I used to pray for her constantly, being down here and not seeing her as often as I used to. I forget to pray for her, but yeah, prayers for her health, prayers for her chronic pain that she deals with, prayers that the doctors would be more competent. If there is no other prayer requests, Brother Dominic, would you ask a blessing on the lesson to come and these prayer requests, please?
Yeah, Father, today bless us with pray for this service, that we go each year Lord, bless us. Pray for our pastor, pray for Pastor Baldwin as well, pray for them, as well as health struggles in this time. Pray for each and every one of us, Lord, our burdens, be with us, and with us, those things. Pray for this church, a lot of the churches are really strong faith, especially those who have that. This is it, right?
Run through the announcements here real quick. So, looks like on the, see if I'm missing anything here. Okay, so the next youth rally is going to be held on October 5th at the Kerry Foster Hall in Prineville. We've got the Springfield School of the Bible coming up. Did I say something wrong? Hmm?
I think it's on the youth rally.
Oh, sorry, I looked at the wrong one. Yes, thank you. October 11th is the youth rally. I confused it with when Brother Josh Barnett is going to be preaching on the 5th. Then Springfield School of the Bible is going to be on the 3rd and the 4th. It's the first set of classes for the year. I'd encourage all of you to go to it if at all possible. You will learn an incredible amount. And then, let's see, looks like that's about it. Yes,
So our potluck is on the 5th of October,
yes.
and Bible study for October is the 14th.
Well, it isn't written on here.
Well, that's the second Tuesday of the month, is that right?
Yes.
I would like to host
Okay.
Bible study on the 14th. And anybody who needs my address, let me know.
All right. So, Bible study at Sister Isla's place on the 14th,
And it's at 6:30 or 6?
6:30. Having fumbled my way through announcements, we'll see if I can fumble less through the lesson.
Not even a mile from Castle. I live not even a mile from.
All right, so we're going to continue the lesson. Hopefully this is the last time that we subjecting you guys to this. I'm ready to move on with something, but we're going to see if we can finish up the lesson on what we wear. So let's begin with Matthew chapter 23. And Sister Isla, would you read Matthew 23, verses 25 and 26, please? Yep.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
Okay. So I focused on these couple of verses at the beginning of all of these lessons because it really is important to keep our priorities right. Recognize what's most important. The spiritual things are always the most important. They are eternal things. I might dress really good. Well, when the earth is burned up and I'm dead and gone, how much is that going to matter? So we need to really understand that it's our spiritual condition. Are you saved? are you saved and yet are you basically defiling yourself by your life? Are you harboring resentment and living in sin and all these different things? That's the most important thing. And so I really don't want anybody to diminish that, because that needs to be at the forefront of everything. So, okay, let's start out in, well, I guess not starting out. Please turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 5. So 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 12 and 13. Jason, would you like to read those?
But what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within, but them that are without God judge you. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
All right, so what's this bearing on? It's, first of all, speaking to the church, which is important. And what we can see here is that it is not the church's responsibility to judge the world. People that are out in the world, okay? As we go about our lives and instances and how we interact in the world, we do have to have a degree of judgment so that we know that we're recognizing if something's good or if it's bad or what we should do and this kind of thing. But there's a difference between having judgment in your life and being judgmental to the world. Okay, the church is responsible for judging its membership, and so that is acceptable. Now, if somebody comes in from the world and they are not dressed well, if they're things that they say that comes out of their mouth is abrasive to us, if they don't look like the churchy type of people, it goes along with the verse we read a minute ago. Now, how much does that outside matter? It's the inside. You change the inside of the person, and then the outside will start to reflect that. But it's very important to understand that that when visitors come in, or just as we go about our lives and have to interact with somebody that's doing the plumbing at the church building or whatever, there's a different standard there for those people than the membership of the church. And so it's important that we not lay a stumbling block to those people. If somebody comes to services faithfully, and they go home and they drink their glass of wine every night because it's their thing, I'm not going to judge them for that. They are not a king and they are not a priest. Do I agree with drinking? No, I think that it clouds your judgment, and I've got scripture to back these things up, and I can show why one thing or another is not good. But they are not part of the church, and it isn't the church's job to judge them. And clothes is a point of contention often. Now, some of the things that we've looked at earlier on in the lesson bears out that dressing nice for church is a sign of respect to God and to the pillar and ground of the truth, church. And so I do think that a person should wear nice clothing when they come to services. However, it's not our job to judge that thing. It's our job to help reconcile them to God, bring them into a close fellowship. So we need to understand that, because man, it's and some of the other things that we're going to get into later, people are judgmental. By nature, we are judgmental. I have a way that I think things should be done. Everyone here, everybody, has their way. Okay, so we tend to be judgmental and justify our thoughts on stuff. But we also have to go, you know what, God is working on people, and He'll get them there in His time. Okay, so let's go to Ezekiel chapter 44. Things would flow together a bit better if this was a one-class lesson, but that Ezekiel chapter 44, verses 17 through 20. Holton, would you like to read those?
And when they go forth into the utter court, even into the utter courts of the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they ministered, and lay them in the holy chambers. And they shall put on other garments, and they shall not sanctify the people with their garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only pull their heads.
All right, thank you. Good job. Okay, so again, we see here that there is a difference between the garments that the priests were to wear when they ministered versus when they went out and did other things. Now, another thing here, which this is a little bit off, but it'll tie together. Showing here that the men were to have short hair. Okay, and so let's see. One thing that we discussed in one of the previous classes was how some of the teachings in the law was in stark contrast to the practices of the heathen that lived in that area. Okay, so so this is another example of that. Okay, the men that ministered in the priest's office were to have short hair. Okay, now the heathen priests, it was common practice that they would be shaved, or that they would have very long hair. Okay, so it's just one other example of being specific, set apart, not like the rest of the world. And so much of what their clothes and everything showed was it distinguished them from everybody else. Yes?
So this is in the Old Testament.
Mhm.
All of the images that are depicted of Jesus Christ, he has longer hair.
Mhm.
So, I'm finding it hard to believe that he did have long hair.
Yeah,
Because of this scripture.
right. I absolutely do not believe that he had long hair, at least during the course of his ministry. We'll look at another verse here where it was permissible for for a man to have long hair. But I don't know that this was something that Jesus did. Okay. And yeah, I don't know where that idea came from because there's no scriptural backing for it.
And all the images of the disciples too, they all had long hair.
Yeah. I don't know they like everybody to think they were the original hippies, peace and love and all this kind of stuff like this. I don't know. Yes, Chrissy.
So in 23, it says, and they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the profane, and cause them to discern the difference between the unclean and the clean.
Yep.
So like the purpose for why they are different is to help teach the Lord's people the difference between the clean and the unclean,
Yep.
the holy and the unholy, right? The profane and so there's an expectation, is my point here. There's an expectation that there's going to be a difference, and that difference isn't going to be pounced on, I guess, and pointed out and and that you're not going to chew them out for being different, because the whole point is to live differently so that people can see a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a living witness. And so that's one of the reasons that they had all these, decor and fancy, robes and whatnot. There was a very clear difference between, these people who had this position or this role and everybody else.
Yep.
So,
And you look at what was so common. You read like Jeremiah 23, where you have people that are supposedly shepherds leading God's people astray, and acting like they're some great spiritual leader and everything like that. Well, they didn't destroy the inhabitants of the land like they should have. They did learn the practices of the heathen, and so this is really a fitting place to put this, even with regards to these priests, that the priests were to be different. They weren't supposed to be like those guys. Don't listen to them. They're going to lead you astray. These are, and I think that it was Elisha, the prophet Elisha. He was known. When people saw him, they knew that he was a man of God. And we shouldn't go around touting ourselves as being so holy and everybody just needs to be really blown away by us, because that isn't right. But when people see us, they should recognize there's somebody that worships God. They should know that about us. Our lives should show that. Our behavior, the clothes we wear. If you gals are out there showing an awful lot of skin, just like the rest of the people out in the world, is that the image of holiness? No. So yeah, it shows that, it makes that distinction. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at this exception that I mentioned with regards to the long hair. Go to Numbers chapter 6. And let's see. I don't want to get too lost in this topic, but for your own study, if you wanted to read about this provision for long hair on men, read verses 1 through 21. But we'll just kind of skip around with a few of these things. Just because it's kind of choppy already. So Numbers chapter 6, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of the Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord. Okay, so making this vow, being separated to the Lord. Verse 5, all the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled in the which he separateth himself unto the Lord, and shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. Verse 7, he shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister when they die, because the consecration of his God is upon his head. Verse 9, and if any man die very suddenly by him, and he hath defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the seventh day shall he shave it. So if you are defiled somehow, you don't just ignore that and go on. You start over, wipe the slate clean. This is a period of time that has to go by, of purification, essentially. Then verse 18, and the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation and put it in the fire, which is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. Okay, so this was a very unique circumstance to be sanctified for the Lord, to be purified, and it's a vow to be taken seriously. Okay? So this is where it was permissible. At the end of that, then hair is shaved off and it's offered to the fire. So, if getting back to your statement a minute ago, Sister Isla, about the pictures of Jesus, I don't know. It's possible that he did do this, but during the course of his ministry, when he called the disciples off the Sea of Galilee, by that point, he would have had short hair. So, but again, the Bible doesn't talk about that either way. He was from the city of Nazareth. That's the closest that you're gonna get to making this prove it through Scripture, and that wouldn't be right, because Nazareth is different. So, yeah, just mankind and false religion confusing things. So, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Sister Mary, would you read 1 Corinthians 11, verses 4 through 16, please?
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head, for that is given all one as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man may need not to cover his head, forasmuch as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head, because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, in all things of God. Judging yourselves as uncomely, but a woman pray unto God naturally, that not even nature themselves teaching that if a man has long hair, is a shame unto him. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a comfort. But if a man seems to be pretentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God.
Okay. Few things here. I guess starting with this last one. We shouldn't be contentious. Okay, we shouldn't cause division and that type of stuff. Okay, but again, it's bearing out that men should have short hair. Also, that women should have long hair. That it is given her for a covering. Okay, so I'm going to spend a few minutes here looking particularly at the covering for the women, because there's a decent amount of scripture for this. Okay, so long hair is given her for a covering. Now, people look at verse 10 and they focus on this covering as that a woman should have long hair because of the angels. That the idea is that the fallen angels are attracted to women with short hair, and that it's a covering protection to prevent that. I mean, I'm not going to get too caught up in the weeds of this aspect of it because it's too much other good stuff to look at. But but it also shows that if a woman is shaved, that she should wear a covering. She should have long hair. That's given for covering. But also that if she is shaved, that she should have a covering. Now what's this dealing with? Church. Letter to the church. Okay? So at all times and in everything that we do in worship services, it should be in reverence and respect to God. Okay? It should be us being humble before Him and exalting Him. Okay? Go to 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. So 1 Timothy 2:9, Isaac, would you like to read that one? Yeah, do 2:9 and also verse 10.
In like manner also, women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, sobriety, not with braided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array, but which becometh woman, professing godliness of good works.
All right. So this, I mean, in particular with church, but still out in the world, modest apparel. You know, how are you presenting yourself to them? But anyway, so now go over to Numbers chapter 5.